I have a question, a favorite question, that I like to ask business people. And at this point, I have asked it of all kinds of business people all around the world, from a guy who runs a 3-person brokerage office in South Dakota to the CEOs of the most valuable companies on the planet. It's a simple question. If there were a couple of us sitting here instead of a few hundred, I would ask you. But I would invite you to think about it in any case. It's not a trick question, open-ended question. It's this. What is the source of your operation's competitive advantage? Whether your operation is an office or a territory or a whole company, whatever it is, what is the source of your operation's competitive advantage? Now, I don't know for sure what you would say, but I can make a pretty good guess because I can tell you that I've asked it of lots of people, and they all say the same thing. They all put their head back and think about it a little, and then they say, it's our people, our relationships, our culture. And what's interesting is what nobody says. Nobody has ever said to me, the source of our competitive advantage is our economies of scale. Even huge companies that have fabulous economies of scale. Nobody has ever said it's our patents. Even very technologically advanced companies that have very valuable patents, they all say the same thing. Our people, our relationships, our culture. Now, that's interesting, but it only tells you so much. Because, after all, if everybody says it, and everybody does say it, then it doesn't separate the winners from the losers. It tells you that everybody understands this is important, but it doesn't allow us to distinguish the winners from the losers. So I have another question that I like to ask. Again, simple, open-ended, not a trick question. The question is this. What is your company's core competency? That is, what is it that you think you do better than anything else, better than anybody else? And when you ask that question, you don't get the same answer from everybody. Ask that question at Microsoft. What's Microsoft's core competency? They don't say anything about software. They say hiring. Hiring. They understand what the scarce resource is. They understand what the critical production factor is. I've asked 2 CEOs of General Electric that same question. Jack Welch, whom you will hear from on Tuesday, Jeff Immelt, the current CEO. I asked them separately, different occasions, years apart actually, that same question. What's the core competency of GE? They both gave the same answer. They said nothing about light bulbs or jet engines or any of the other things that GE does or makes. They said evaluating people. The core competency of GE, evaluating people. They understand what the critical production factor is, what the scarce resource is.